Yo, what's up, guys? Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully my audio is good. Good, muy bueno. Anthony Flores, what's up, man? It's good, brother. What is good, brother? BRB. Welcome to the stream, guys. Hopefully you guys are having a great time. Hopefully you're enjoying your day. Hopefully nobody's over here kind of, you know, cracking their heads open over the price action. There's no way to put it, you know. We got Bitcoin Brad today. He's taking care of some stuff with his kids, so he should be back shortly. Dumpage because of Elon tweet question mark, or just looking at basic market structure shifting levels with this price action? I'm asking. Yeah, I mean, the Elon tweet, you know, that kind of was, you know, the result of, you know, so the Elon tweet making the price action do what it would do what it did. It's pretty much you know, the market structure is a result of what happened. There we go. So regardless of what of the tweet coming in or not, right, you can see the market structure and you can say if there was to be heavy selling at this level, the price would react as such. So the tweet caused it, but the result was because of the break of market structure that happened. So the market structure is what caused everything to go down, and the Elon tweet was pretty much just kind of like fuel to that particular market structure reaction. That's all it was. We got Anthony Flores, Leon G, Midnight, John F. What's up? What's up? BT, JJ, Midnight, Anthony Flores. What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to El Stream. Taze. Hey, chat. What's up? This man. But yeah, hopefully I explained that right. You know, the market structure's there. The market structure stays constant. The market structure never changes. And well, when somebody tweets something and you see the market structure, you know, already in front of your eyes, and everything kind of just starts playing out, you kind of just, you know, just see everything unravel. Elon Musk says Bitcoin to 10,000. Yeah, okay. I mean, it could happen. Who knows, right? Who knows? And we you know, we were on the Discord actually. We're on the Discord. And under the trade alerts at 6:06, I'm looking at a short trade plan, or I'm looking at the trade. I'm looking to take a short trade. The trade plan is above for targets. And that was at 6:06. Right now it's 7:36. These are 30-minute bars. So this is, you know, 7:30, 7, 6:30, and then 6. So around this bar at 6:06, we called it, and it kind of just dropped straight down. Pretty crazy stuff. But understanding the basics of market structure, you know, you could have seen this coming. There was a lot of stuff that kind of triggered this. The Elon tweet, I mean, yeah, cool, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, stuff like this can happen without a tweet. And it's just, once you understand the basic market structure, you see why it unfolded the way it did. You could have hedged yourself against this, you know, if you didn't. If you didn't hedge yourself against it, but it's all right. Everybody makes mistakes. It's the way you learn. It's the way you live life. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, I got some heavy indicators right before that Elon dump too. Yeah, that you know, it's just the market, guys. It's just Bitcoin. It's just Bitcoin. It's just the way Bitcoin is. Can't, you know, we can all sit here and try to predict a tweet, or we can sit here and predict stuff, but you know, if we just look at the market and see how the market's trending, we can just go ahead and make decisions based off of where the market could possibly go, where it currently is, and you know, where you're at, and you can go ahead and make a projection, you know, in the immediate short term. But these crazy moves, you know, you got to understand that the longer your length, the less your accuracy is going to be. It's just the way it is. Just have to understand that, you know, this is the market maker's game, and we're participating in it. We just got to see how it plays out. Where does he want to go? We make money when he makes money. That's all it is. Anthony Ryan, are you British? No, I'm not. I just talk like that sometimes because I like it, you know. I like talking like this sometimes. It actually makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Elon was a catalyst. Market structure took care of the rest. Exactly. Chris B, there you go. Elon Musk was the catalyst, and the market structure, you know, it's there. The market structure was broken because of that catalyst, and we are where we are now. Oh, the Bart Simpson says Elic. Bart Simpson. Yeah, this little thingy right here. No, I feel that. Chris L, yeah, I got some heavy. Already read that. It almost gave like an extra note. Yeah, Elon Musk. Yeah, Elon watches Crypto Face and Jason, and I bet he's not watching y'all too. Dude, I could definitely see that, dude. I can, you know what I'm saying, bro? I mean, he's just seeing all of us Bitcoiners over here just doing our thing, and he's just like, oh, well, he went long. Gotta smack it down. And he smack it down. Relative strength index. What is a relative strength index saying? Oh, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Same stuff for who was it? Who was it that asked? BT on like a 5 minute. I wouldn't really worry too much of the 5 minute chart. I wouldn't really, you know, worry too much about it. I would look at the 30, maybe the hourly. Nothing more than the hourly though.
All right. Yo, can you hear me?
Oh, it's good though. I didn't know who you were for a sec. I'm like, who is that? Yeah, I hear you, bro. I did not know that was you. Your
Ramon, can you
voice.
hear me?
Hello? Hello? Hello, you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I gotta change my mic. Bro, you scared me, bro. It did not sound like you at first. I'm like, wait, who is this?
I'm just so amped, bro.
I know, bro.
That's what it is. I didn't even drink a bang.
Oh, you
I mean,
didn't?
I did this morning, but not I feel like drinking one now. It's just so excited. I'm gonna send you a Zoom link too.
Okay, bet.
You sound way nicer.
Yeah, got that crisp, huh?
I'm gonna have to up my game.
Oh,
Thanks,
man.
pal. I saw. Thank you.
Crisp. No, yeah, people are asking about the Elon tweet, and they're like, hey, is you know, what happened because of the Elon tweet, and pretty much just told them that, yeah,
I didn't even see the Elon tweet until after. So.
yeah, exactly, and that's what I was saying. You know, it's like I told them, I said, you know, the catalyst, you know, was somebody in here kind of summed it up easier than I did. Like, you know, the Elon tweet did cause this, but anything can cause moves like this, and understanding market structure kind of lets you understand that these moves could play out just like this, regardless of the catalyst.
Exactly. Market structure just let me get in early. That's all it was.
Oh yeah, dude. I popped that up. You know, you can see that like on the Discord on 6:06 p.m. That was your trade signal alert, and then that thing just ripped.
Yeah. Yeah, it was before the fall, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I went back and traced.
Hey, what's up, Anthony Flores?
Long and short, how long you guys been on? Not that long. We just started, actually. We just started the stream about 5 minutes ago. We've been just kind of, you know, chilling, letting people come into the room and stuff before we continue. I know a lot of people, you know, they get in, they're like, oh, like, you know, where am I at? I'm a little late, which is totally fine. And if you guys are having issues, try to check and see if you've hit the notification bell. It should at least let you know that we went live immediately. So check that out. We also posted in the Discord if you're having problems with that. But if you don't want to miss any videos, just hit the notification bell so that way you guys get notified every time we go live. You got Anthony Flores saying what's up, brother? To you, Brad.
Hey, what's up, bro? Huge
Anthony,
divergence on the 5 minute, Eli K. I don't use a 5 minute.
let me see. Did you send me that link?
What's the divergence in, Eli? Is it like a yeah, I sent you the link in Discord. Pop this chat out.
Boom.
Ding dong.
All right, here I am.
The Discord has been letting me down with the notification. Long and short, what happened?
The Discord? No. What happened? Yeah, I kind of want to see what happened.
I mean, it should have I tagged at everybody, so it should have I posted in general Discord BT.
Yeah. Your screen's up right now, so
Okay.
yeah, I got
Yeah,
you.
we'll let a couple more people pile in, and then we'll kind of go over today's price action, and then we'll get started. Lower price, higher momentum, Wolfpack ID indicator. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
It's like a
Yeah, I didn't get a
RSI.
notification either. Just saw you were live by random.
Oh, what's happening? Did
So
you?
so when you click the live button, guys, or when you have to click all. So sometimes it's personalized and sometimes it's none. And you click the bell, so you have to click all, or else you won't get them. And it could be like if you're not on Wi-Fi, like a lot of times when I'm, out of the house or, out, I come back home and get on Wi-Fi, and then all of a sudden my phone's just like notifies me of all this crap that happened, earlier.
Let me go to the desktop real quick and change something.
I was messing with this today. I figured out you could add a bunch of crap to your cumulative delta. You can also add like these percentages, or you can change them to like an open interest delta, closed delta. You can put on none. So I'm just kind of messing around with it. It's kind of seeing what the deal is, right? You can put on this little zigzag. Um, like I said, I don't really use it, but I'm just trying to mess with all of the tools so I can get it for you guys to the class that's coming out soon about the exo charts.
And guys, if you want to be participating in that class, I'm gonna post in the chat a link to our Instagram. If you guys go in there, it has all the instructions to see how you can be able to get selected for it. Check it out, and the people there's bonus entries in there, and there's people that aren't taking advantage of the bonus entries. So you go ahead and check out those bonus entries, and you can be selected to be in that class, in that session, and it will be a huge jump on your knowledge base, because we'll be able to be one-on-one with you guys, and it makes everything a lot easier.
Yeah, the session's going to be ran through Zoom as well. And what we're going to do is, make it, we're keeping it a little bit smaller just so we can keep it more personable. But we are definitely going to make it so you guys are able to answer or ask questions, because I know sometimes it's hard, hard to articulate through text or through, typing what exactly your question is, and sometimes stuff gets lost in translation. So, that's kind of what we're trying to get away from. If you hear stuff in the background, guys, sorry, I'm at home, so my kids are, getting ready for bed, so they're probably loud.
Here, I might have to lower your volume down. Because I think I have your volume raised up on Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's like a little
loud.
Yeah, just because I have it up.
Just let us know, guys, if we need to change the volume.
Yeah, somebody said in the chat. I was like, okay, that's probably, yeah, because it was kind of loud, but I fixed it. Yeah, guys, if you guys have any issues with anything, suggestions, anything at all, let us know. We will take what you say and actually utilize it to improve what we have to offer. Because at the end of the day, we're only YouTubers because of you guys, and there would be no YouTubers without people viewing YouTube. I mean, it's just the way it is, and we want to make sure that you guys learn the most out of what we have to offer. So definitely don't be shy. Speak your mind. We will do our best.
You gotta tag everybody on the when you post that thing.
Oh, on the Discord.
Yeah, just so everyone gets it, because I know they like some people don't click on other things unless they I'll send you guys a rabbit if you can see me on the course. Purple pill because y'all smash in longs and shorts. So the red pill is it's not just for shorts, right? I know I like the short, but we're kind of just in that market where we just kind of get bought up. We got a nice long yesterday actually. Um, which is where we set up all these single prints, which is why I was waiting for this down push all day. But the red pill is just kind of opening you guys opening your guys' eyes to something other than, a momentum indicator and using it to, get get some more. I mean, I guess just get some more balance in your life, right? Because, if the market's going straight up, then, a momentum indicator is going to work really well. But, if a momentum indicator is not really going to work well in a range like this, and so what I'm hoping to do is to be able to train you guys up so you guys can trade any type, right? Because market structure is going to work no matter if the market's going up, no matter if the market's going down, no matter if it's going sideways, backwards, downstream, upstream, whatever it's doing, you guys are going to be able to trade the market, right? And it's simple. I know it looks complicated, right? Which is why I like to do the matrix references. Um, but it's simple. It's just a matter of, getting to the point and believing that what I'm telling you is the truth. And I think that's the thing is, people's hardest thing is that they just they think that it can't be that simple, and they get to the point where they finally start to believe, and they start beating up agents, our market makers. Andrew says, why don't we do the course in Discord? So the reason we don't do it in Discord because Discord screen share is it's a piece of crap, right? So that's why I don't know if you guys were ever on the stream when I was on Jason Casper's stream. I was screen sharing through Discord, and it was
It's garbage.
just a huge piece of crap. Long and short, Brad, what are those purple boxes? They are like special ranges, it looks like. So this box right here, this purple box is actually single prints. So basically what happens is during a liquidation period, like I said, last night was a liquidation up. Today we had a nice liquidation down. So during this liquidation period, what happens is you set up these single prints. And what single prints means is that it's just there's no other price that's traded in this area. So as price can like if price continues to move up, price is right here, top of F. So if price starts to move up and get into these C's, there's not going to be much resistance as far as it climbing up through these single prints, right? Which is why, I mean, if you guys were tracking the Discord, we took a short off the morning, got back in a short, got stopped out, and then jumped back in the short. Like right here at the bottom of C. I think I jumped in a little bit early. Um, and what happened is C popped down like this. Let me get my pen. So C popped down like this and then started to retrace. And so everyone thought, and it popped literally down right to the bottom of A. Everyone thought that it was a trap. But if they were paying attention, all it was people just defending these lows down here. And I'm sure I'm sure like they thought like this was just a nice little bull trap. Uh, but it was just a quick defense to see if they could go, and then I decided to get short. Nice tight stop. If I was wrong, I was wrong. I've lost trades before. Not gonna hurt my feelings. But the thing is after these stops get ran right here, this FECB stops. We're talking single prints here, single prints here. So this is basically no resistance. The same thing as yesterday when we came up, right? So we called this on stream yesterday. It was the break of G, and And then once this I broke over this F, we were saying that, we're probably just going to run up. And basically what it is just buyers giving up, right? Or seller on this side, it was sellers giving up. And they were just saying, you know what, you guys can have it, right? And so it was just, one time framed up. And what one time framed up means is you see that I doesn't come down to H, J doesn't even come close to I, K, L, same idea, right? We didn't set a lower low until this London Open, and then London tried to push down, barely got a couple ticks into these single prints, wasn't able to close them. That was a key sign of the long. And then for me, when I shorted was up here when H couldn't take out G, I couldn't take out H. This was our short period. We got a decent little short, got out on the US Open, which is the CME Open. This is the US Cash Session Open. Got out here, shorted again here. Or no. We shorted again here, actually. We shorted again, like right on the break of the POC. But I didn't close it and, ended up getting stopped out for a loss. And then, took that other trade. How do you get multiple prints like that? Paid version, Eli? Yeah, this is the paid version of ExoCharts. Um,
You have Mad Cat saying, "Hey Brad, your alert was on point today. Cheers. Would you be willing to add alerts for Ethereum at the same time the BTC ones are given? Ethereum moves outperform Bitcoin, and it's better for trading with smaller accounts." Says
it
Mad
definitely
Cats.
it definitely is, right? The tough thing is that I'm mostly paying attention to Bitcoin, and it's tough to do a double post. I can try for sure. I just don't. What the thing is like, so like today, right? The post came out, like I posted, and then about 3 minutes later, we puked, right? And so if I were to have posted that and then go to be posting a trade on Ethereum, I might have got that post out a little bit late. And that's the big thing is that I don't want to give out, signals late to you guys. Like all of my signals, if you go back, they're all coming out where the price is at that time. It's not like price is up here at 38,265 and I told you, "Oh yeah, I'm long from, 37,574," right? All of my trades are as live as they can be for you guys. So like, I think I posted at everyone I'm short and then started typing everything because I saw the move coming really, really fast and I just wanted everybody to know that I'm short. And then I started posting everything else and I said, just look at the trade plan above. Those are my targets from above, right? I wasn't expecting um to close those single prints in 1 30-minute bar, right? It was nice that we did. Really nice for one of our moderators, Midnight. He calls it the Elon Bitcoin Brad double indicator, and that's when you 100x your account apparently.
He did so good,
um,
man. That was
yeah, he
crazy.
he 238% his account today.
Oh,
So shout out to Midnight. Definitely more risk, but he's been trading a long time, guys, so I don't recommend that. But
full send.
he just yeah, full send. Hey Sue, how's it going?
We got Sue
Um,
in the chat.
Sue's a OG.
Did you? I don't know if you got to long and short question. He said, "Brad, what are those purple boxes that are like special ranges? It looks like."
Yeah, they
The
are. I talked about them a little bit. So these middle ones are single prints, the ones that marked with SP, and then these ones at the bottom or the top. This is called a selling tail, right? So if it's at the top of a TPO, it's called a selling tail. So basically, just showing us a little bit of excess. Um, Elon has nothing to do with this. It's my Asian friends and me, Midnight. You owe me 10%, bro. I'll expect a check in the mail. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, right.
Um, no, that I mean, me and him were looking for a short like pretty much all day. And, we both, got stopped out. And then, I'm glad that it ended up working out in the long run. That was nice. But so the selling tail is basically just showing us, where price came up to, and this just happens to be a selling tail because the session closes. But really the selling tail like this. So this is good excess to the top right here. And you see how A comes up right above the I period and basically right above this H period, but doesn't break this previous session. That's a key. And I think one of our traders, I forget what his name is. He called the top. I'm not gonna lie. Like he really did. He said that he shorted um in the room. Let me look for his name real quick so I can give him a quick shout out. Um his
Midnight
name.
says, I'm killing it on those Asian sessions this week, to be honest. Brad, you were the confidence I was missing due to the last price action. Well played, bro.
Hey, glad I could help, man. That's awesome. Where's he at? He has
Let
like a very I think it was NA, was it NA God?
me see. I can check too. What did he say? I can type it in the little search thing.
No, so he posted that he was shorting up here somewhere. Um and we started dumping immediately. And it was funny because like at the same time, because I was actually in a long while we were in this, and my target was just literally this I high. That's where I was trying to take profit at, and or it's actually this H high. That was my target. And so A opened up, went 2 ticks. I was able to make the profit, and then it sold off. And that's like Midnight and I were joking in the room about him waiting to sell off the market until I hit my profit to the upside. Um, see.
Guys, if you guys have any feedback, go to the suggestions tab in Discord and leave any feedback in there. We definitely review it. It helps out a lot with what we have going on. And we're trying to grow. So we want everyone to give us as much feedback as they can so that way they can get the most value possible for our community, because at the end of the day, it's really about the community if you think about it, guys. It's not about what me or what Bitcoin Brad says, what 3 a.m. Trader says, right? If it isn't something that you guys want to learn or understand, or if it doesn't have value to you guys, it's not going to do no one any good. We want to be able to provide you guys with the most value possible. So please let us know.
So Alex says, I watch the live stream as much as I can. Is there an old stream I can watch where you guys read or react to the price action? I feel like I'm not picking it up. Yeah, there's a couple of them where we've caught nice pops on stream. We call it running the stops. And so things you can pay attention to, right? If we zoom in on this TPO, one thing that you want to pay attention to is how price reacts when it gets, close up to this level, right? I know a lot of people like looking at the footprint. This can be pretty noisy, right? If you're going to look at anything, I would look at this. This would be, more beneficial, not really beneficial at all. But I like it just like this. And then you just watch kind of how price action goes. Price action is, pretty slow right now. Um, just because like we just dumped and everyone's probably, calling their broker and trying to figure out what happened. There's a lot of people probably not
Rect.
having the best time right now, unfortunately. Um, so uh you just kind of have to watch it. So like we had this push down, we came almost right down to my level. We came down to this other level that I was talking about. Didn't hit this level, so I decided to get out of that trade. We put in some nice excess down here, and if we zoom out a little bit and move over to the left, we see some consolidation right here, some decent volume put in right here, right? And we bounced, right in that zone. And where did we go to? Right to the G and low. Right? This is what I'm talking about when it comes to market structure, guys. This thing trades. I mean, not just Bitcoin, the market in general. This is how market makers make markets, and that's why it's so simple it's hard to believe, and that's why I think most people have such a hard time jumping on board. But once you guys take the red pill, like I'm telling you, you'll start seeing the matrix like I do, and you'll start just killing it, right? um and so let's watch this. Let's zoom in on this price action right here, and watch how G, when it goes up 1 tick, how it interacts with the top of F. So if buyers are in control, right, what's going to happen is it's going to pause and then it will pop because it's running stops. There's people that are short in F period, right? There's people short in E. There's people short in D. There's still people short from C, and the stops are in F, E, and D, and all the way at the top of C, right? So we get up there right to the VWAP. Well, let me actually refresh this, make sure my VWAP's not messed up. Um, Midnight actually brought that to my attention. Sometimes Exo charts, the VWAP gets messed up, guys. So you got to refresh it. Yeah, so look, see the VWAP's way up there. Okay. Um, so we came right up to the point of control, and look what's happening. Sellers are defending this point of control, right? They're pushing the price back down. So this is called mechanical selling. One tick within the top of EV and sellers come in, right? And that's one thing you're looking for. So something that you can do, right? Let's say you're looking for a trade and you see something like this happen. So what you do is, you place your limit, or you could even let me change the color. This could even be a time to mark it in. I know the market fees are kind of crappy, so it's better to limit for sure. So you mark it in, right? Your stop is right here because that's when you know you're wrong. So you have a really, really tight stop, and your targets are going to be, the bottom of F, or, wherever you feel comfortable, taking profit, right? And so we're seeing the rejection, and now we're seeing sellers come in, and we're looking for a half back of F. So halfway down F, if we were to count this is why I don't like this software, because it doesn't mark halfback, but we're working on that for you guys, like I said. But halfback, somewhere around this level, right? And so this is technically where buyers, mechanically buying, should come in if there is buyers in the market, right? And so if there is buyers in the market, if they should defend this area, right? Let's see. We have one, two, three.
They got them defenses.
So this is halfback right here. 9 up. It's 19, so that's, basically as good as it's going to get. So they're defending it, right? So price comes right down to this spot, and, they're not breaking it. And so what this is going to tell us, right, if they can't break halfback, is one, that we are running into buyers, right? So you're seeing bids come up and buy the market. And if we break it, what it's going to tell us is that there's supply in the market, right? So just like I'm saying, they're gonna buy this up, but if there is supply or a size seller, we should flush halfback, and then our next target is going to be the bottom of F. And if we come down here, right, and let's say we come down like right to the bottom of F, or even from here, let's say we don't push past this area and get down to past this halfback, what that's going to tell us on the opposite side is that supply is shut off. So selling is supply, right, and they're running out of supply. So that would mean that supply is shutting off, right? And we can, for those of you that like this footprint, I know a lot of you like it. We can look at it, and we're seeing some selling in it. We're seeing some buying. Let me take this off. We're seeing some buying, but it looks like we're about to break right past halfback. You are seeing some buying down here, and remember these trade diagonally, so they're not horizontal. So you're seeing some selling. So with this selling, we should break halfback, and when we break halfback, you're going to see. So there's the break of halfback. Now we want to see if sellers are going to follow through. So now that we've broken halfback, this is a sign for market makers to know that the buying is not very strong. So now they're gonna try to push this down. But if buyers are defending, there you go. See how we just bounce back up? So that's responsive buying, mechanical buying off of halfback. And that's one key thing, that we're looking for. It would be nice if the software marked halfback for you, so you don't have to guess where it is or count, especially in some of these huge bars, right? And then boom, they just give up. So that's going to tell you right there that sellers are in control. So your next target, if you were to have taken that trade, let's say, your next target is going to be the bottom of F, right? And if you're short, let's say you're short from up here, you're going to sell, 33% of your position here somewhere. You always want to sell into strength because you're expecting bids to move up and defend this low, right? This is mechanical buying at the bottom of a period. And so you're expecting to sell that low. So let's just say if you don't sell because you want to break and you have your take profit, your take profits here, and price comes down to here and then comes back, right? And then you stop yourself out right here or cover in profit. That's one thing I always tell you guys to tell yourself is that you're not getting stopped out if you are in profit. If you close a trade that's in profit, it's called covering, right? I can't draw with this thing. Terrible. So, um, it's called covering. Um, So let's hit some questions real quick, and then I'll keep going. I don't want to get too far behind on some of these questions.
I can read you some of these and we can knock them out, because people
Um,
are engaged and they're starting to stack up a little bit. You know what I mean?
okay. Let me see. Smash up the likes, Sue. Definitely. Yeah, smash up the likes, guys. Or bang the likes, as we like to say in here, right? Bang
Bang
that
up the
like
like.
button. Uh, can you explain the Rect indicator on exocharts? Yeah, so I never use it because it's doesn't do anything. But supposedly, right, it's showing you where people's stops are at, right? Um, how you're getting this information and I have no idea, right? So is it a histogram of where original bids were placed or, there's no information behind it. So my recommendation is don't use it because it doesn't do anything. Uh, Mad Cat says, dope. I'm new to this. Where do you go about getting exo charts? Getting into exo charts, best way do you think? Um, the best way is to join our Discord, link below, and I will teach you everything you need to know.
I
You
can
just have to
post
take
that.
you just have to take one red pill. I am.
I'm gonna post
That's
that in the
it.
chat for you guys. That way, you guys are able to have access to the Discord if you don't already. I know a lot of you guys do, but you never know. We may have new members in here that have never seen the Discord or heard of any of our social medias that we have. So check that out. Good stuff there.
So, somebody said, how do you join the class? That's their Instagram. Something 3 a.m. is running,
Links are in the
and so
description as well.
links are in the description. And so, let's someone said, I'm trying to change the pen size, guys. The pen is like so big, it's annoying me. I don't know how to do it. Oh well. Somebody said, what do you mean when you mean mechanical buying? So mechanical buying is when people buy with market structure. So price comes down to here, right? So believe it or not, guys, most people that are trading this are trading large size, right? And they're trading small moves. Not Most people are not looking for this, huge swing up or huge swing down. They're just looking for this small move. So mechanical buying, like we saw at half back in that little pop up, the reason it came back is because they took profit. They got their little bit of a move and then they just sold it, right? And that's what they're looking for. And so mechanical buying is at a specific spot. So it's at halfback or at the bottom of this bar, or we saw mechanical selling at the top of this bar. That's all that is. And they're just taking, their small percent wins and then they are calling it a day. They're getting out of there, getting out of Dodge, right? It kind of looks like, should have stayed in the short, honestly. We'll see what happens when we get down to the low of F and see if we can break this E. Let's see here. Seems like market makers constantly want to move the price back to where it was already, like within a day or two. Yeah, Alex. So, what's happening, in my opinion, right? This is not financial advice. I don't know everything, that's for sure. So, what's happening now is it looks like the market is, kind of buying people in, right? So we'll see if we see some nice rotations. We'll look for. Oh, I figured it out. Genius. So we'll look for. Oh, was that too small? Yeah.
Us thin.
Um, this one looks good. So what we'll look for, see if we get these rotations. If we get these rotations, what this is market makers getting their position, right? They're getting their position, and then what they'll do is they'll try to move the market back up, right? But what they have to be able to do to get the market to move up is get sellers, right? We have all these single prints, so you have this selling in this area, right? So this is a good spot to mark. Um, so on your chart, right, even if you're not using exo charts, you should have a line at 30829 and another line. It's gonna let me draw one. Okay, it's not. Normally you just can double click on this side thing. Here we go. And another line right here at 38580, right? And that's gonna tell you that's where all the single prints are at, just so you can remember if you're not looking at this chart. Um, let's see. Answer that. Glad to have you. Let's see. What do you mean when you say mechanical buying? Talk to that. How do we sign up for the class? I've been hearing ideas of us being in the Wyckoff distribution. We know this is how market makers usually move in other markets. Have you heard anything about this? Yeah, so we had a guy on the other stream, on the stream the other day. His name was Baloo, right? So, different streamer from a different YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
He's big on the Wyckoff method. A lot of times the Wyckoff method has, it kind of forces you to be in a trade for a little bit longer than I like to be in. I like to just, kind of be in and out as fast as possible, honestly. So. Yeah, I mean you could read up on it or watch that stream. Just look for the thumbnail with Blue on it, a different guy. And definitely how do you get the percentages above NL
I can
and
post that in here.
NS? So the percentages for NL. So long and short, you just click on the NL, right? And then click on this little thing right here. And then come over here and where's the percentage? Click that. All right, click that little drop down, show bar statistics, and then boom. All right, is that going to help you? Maybe, but maybe not.
I'm gonna post that Wyckoff method video, guys, in the chat. So you can click on that and you can follow up with that video. It has very good in-depth basics on the Wyckoff method.
Chris B said he tried to bang pina colada for the first time today. Thanks to you guys, they aren't bad. Yeah, they're not bad. And I'm a big fan of the Star Blast one. Pretty much the only one that I drink. There's a couple other ones that aren't too bad. But yeah.
I like the
Chum
pina colada one.
says Chum says hands down the best channel for trading. We appreciate it. Appreciate you having us here. And definitely the whole goal of this, right, guys, is to help retail traders like yourselves and I to see the light and start to trade like this because this is how market makers trade, right? And sometimes the trades won't set up. Like if you were trading the day session today, look at this. There's no real trades in here, right? We were able to capture a couple of points to here. I was able to capture a couple of points on a nice little long. C130 also caught a nice little long right here, but it's small points. You got to be comfortable, taking these small gains, right? We're not always going to hit these 1,000%ers. I mean, yeah, we hit 2,000 point moves, 2 days in a row, but that's not always going to happen, right?
You know what?
So
If I could add something, to be real, honestly, guys, I know a lot of people want to make these big swing moves. Me and Brad were talking about this, right? So when it comes to making these big moves, right, people are like, oh, you can't make money, trading the way you're trading, right? Scalping. Like, you can't make money, being in and out. And that's fine. Okay. People can say that. They have their own opinion. That's cool. But how does that logically make sense? Because think about it. If you're scalping, you do your math, right? You do, it's not really math, but I'm just going to say that, right? You do your TA, you do your work. You know where the market's going. You know the direction. You set up your risk plan. You set up your trade plan. Boom, in and out. 10 minutes, right? 20 minutes max. 30 minutes max. Okay, that's cool. You get stopped out for a certain percentage. All right, awesome. But if you take like a giant swing trade, guys, like how most people are saying in the crypto space how you should, A, you're stuck to your screen longer. B, you're probably going to be stuck to your screen in the red longer. And C, you're going to lose a lot more money because that takes a lot more of an in-depth, knowledge base of risk management than scalping does, because how wide these moves are. So it's not really, you got to think about it, guys. Do you want to sit on the screen for 3 hours, 4 hours on the red, and learn that way, or do you want to just cut your losses, move on, go into the next trade? Is that a good way of putting it, Brad?
yeah, definitely.
And,
And it's like I tell you guys, right? You're not gonna always be in a trade. There's plenty of days where I'm trading that like I showed you guys my trades today. I only took 13 trades today, right? Which is normally I'm taking about 20 trades a day, so it's pretty below average for me. Yeah, I was out a lot today, but and I didn't win any of my long trades except I mean the long trade I won after was after I sent that, but I tried a couple of longs today and didn't win any of them. I didn't win any long trades on the ES today either. It's just one of those days, right? But I was able to manage risk properly and let my winners win and cut my losers quick, which landed me in profit today, right? Or landed me in the green. And that's the key is managing that risk. That's the whole key here is being able to manage risk properly is going to help you, be successful over an extended period of time for sure.
For trading, Brad, what percentage do you consider risk management to be in the overall process of trading?
Um, like as like a compiled thing, like so like
Mm-hmm.
10%. So risk management, I mean, it's probably gonna be, it should be about 50% of what you're thinking about, right? Psychology for me is a big thing. Most people that trade struggle because of their psychology. The biggest issue is most people just want to make $1 million today. Um, most people most people just want to have it all right now. Most people aren't willing to put in the work and you know understand that making $10 a day is going to be good, right? They want to, they see other people out there and they want to hit, that 200,000, 300,000, $9 million trade, right? Well, one, what are you going to do to be able to hit that? Are you going to 10x your account or 100x your account or do whatever it has and then just hope that it goes the right way? If you want to do that, you should just take all your money and, go to the roulette table and, put it all on your favorite number,
Man,
right? That's
yeet.
that's 32 to 1 right there, right? Or 31 to 1 if you're in Europe, I think. I don't think in Europe you guys have the double zero. I think it's an American trick.
What is the
Uh,
double
Amer-
zero? I don't really go to casinos
so
like that.
so on the roulette table they have a zero and a double zero.
Mm-hmm.
I think in Europe they don't have it. I know in Korea they didn't have it. Like I never went to the casino when I was in Europe, but um, I don't think I don't think they have it. Lambo win, right? Lambo. I would never ever ever buy a Lambo, right? Maybe if I won the lottery, I would buy a Ferrari. Um, but even then, if you're that rich, why not just buy a Bentley and have somebody drive for you?
Right.
Yeah.
It's the
Why
whole
fly
like mindset.
why fly first class when, you can just fly your own jet? It's just like and it's not something that I want to do and not something that I'm aspiring to do really. You guys have double zero in Australia? Yeah, it's a scam. It's a double scam.
It's like what you were
Uh,
saying, Brad. It's like the intrinsic value of a car stays the same and stays constant regardless of what model you have. I mean, the purpose of a car is to take you from point A to point B. So the price, the intrinsic value should relatively be the same.
Right, and I'm not bashing anyone that wants to have a nice car, right? But, there's other things that in your life that should be shored up before you decide to YOLO on a Lambo, right? If your house is, just a piece of crap or it's not paid off and you buy a Lambo, why not just pay off your house or buy a house or, do something, you know, it's tough to live in a Lambo, right? It's pretty small. So, but it's not tough to live in a house. So it's definitely, something that you could do, uh, more beneficially, right?
Exactly.
Um, what else? What other questions do you guys have? Yeah, Mad Cats, that's my whole goal is, right? Just to try to level the field. I'm not here trying to, get you guys to buy but to buy my, green dot or to follow my green dot or red dot or yellow X or whatever those other symbols are that are out there that kind of help you use confirmation. And I'm also not saying that they don't work, right? Because sometimes they do work, but sometimes they're late because they are lagging indicators, even though anyone that tells you that they're not lagging, it's impossible for an indicator to not be lagging because it's literally based off of price. So unless it is predicting the price, and then that's just guessing, right? Because we can't predict price. We know that in here, right? We don't predict. We just follow the market and let the market take us where we want to go. Um, and some people live Um, but that's something that we make sure we make sure that we do. Some people live in. Take one step at a time. There's no get. Yeah, exactly, Sue. Yeah, there is no get rich quick schemes, right? All of them come off the backs of hard work, right? You know, nobody. I mean, and this is a key thing that I talked about the other day is that most people that win the lottery in history they are broke within like a year or 2 years or something like that. They win, $200 million and they're broke, right? When in reality, if they knew anything about, value or divergence isn't a lagging indicator. Um, yeah, but it's not always right though. That's the thing. So there can be divergence and it's not really it's just something to like kind of help you look at something. You know what I mean? Um, but so like these people that win the lotto, right? If you take $20 million and put it in, various government bonds at an average for like, 7 to 10% interest rate, you're looking at about $35,000 a month, every month off of interest. Right? If you can't live off $35,000 a month, uh, you know, the fuck are you doing? Right?
Yeah.
Um, like, you know, so and they blow all of that money, within years, like a couple of years, and then boom, they're out of money.
Yeah, Sims was talking to me. He said one of his family members won the lottery, but like went broke like the next year later. Like he went entirely broke. He said he was spending on like cars and stuff and just lost all his money. I think it was one of his uncles. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that is crazy.
It's tough.
So Chris says, ideally, when you're looking to enter a trade, you are looking near the top or bottom of a candle where it's about to run a stop, like longing the top of G to see if it runs F. Yeah, yeah. That's normally where I'm looking to um enter a trade, right? I'm not really a huge fan of this, of the break of F, right? Because you could have sellers are going to defend this area, right? They should. What I'd like, what I'd like to see along is um let's say we form a new bar, right? Let's say we form a new bar in about 7 minutes. So when we form this new bar, if this bar ticks up, right to the top of F, then I want a long, right? I want a long right there, and then my stop is right there at the bottom of H, because that's going to be the next bar. It's going to be H period, right? So that's where my stop's going to go, right at the bottom. Whereas G, I mean, I could do the same thing, right? But where do I know that I'm wrong in G? Well, maybe half back, right? And we're putting in an inside bar here. So G didn't take out the top or the bottom of F. Um, maybe the back, but maybe the bottom, right? Or maybe the bottom of the previous bar. So now I'm having to extend this huge risk for what? Maybe a couple of ticks because the chances of us breaking E are not for sure. So that's one thing that I'm looking for. And that's where I talk about being big with psychology is your patience is going to come into such a big play because right now, and I see it all the time in the Discord, people are like, are we long or short right now? It's like we're chilling, and that's why I preach to you guys about my fidget spinner is, I have the fidget spinner and I spin the thing, all the time because what it does is it helps me just sit and not be on the uh not be trying to make a trade all the time,
The
right?
FOMO resistor.
Right. Yeah, yeah, the FOMO resistor.
You
Let's
have
see.
J Red saying, yeah, that's true. There was a guy saying he didn't lose anything. He bought a ticket and lived for like 10 years. Lived off of it for like 10 years. And then Clay says something similar. He says, my dishwasher won the lottery. I think his attorney took half of it, and it lasted him about 10 years. It's not
Yeah,
that
so
much for 10 years.
I'm not saying that everybody wins the lottery and, um goes broke, right? I'm just saying it does happen. You hear about it a lot, right? Um you hear about
Like the
a
MC
lot of
Hammer.
people winning the lottery or MC Hammers was for a different reason, but
Yeah,
yeah,
under the same root cause though, like overextending or like living beyond your means kind of thing.
he just kept all of his homeboys on the ticket. So he
Yeah,
basically brought everyone that he came up with and he paid them all. Um, and just kept them all around.
he full sent it, bro.
Right.
So you pretty much, so Alex, you pretty much mark it in when it breaks one of the previous candles? Question
No,
mark.
I don't use market orders ever. Never. Never, never, never. Especially not with Bitcoin. You do not want to mark it in because you probably get a terrible fill most times.
Yeah, and the fees are
Limit order.
garbage.
And if you limit in and you don't get filled, well then you don't get filled, right? There's plenty of trades out there. plenty. There's always going to be trades. I promise you.
Yeah, and dude, like the fees on Bybit, man. Like guys, the fees on Bybit, trust me, that's its own. Like you have to account that into your trades as well when you're trading because those fees, guys, like especially if you're FOMOing in and out and marketing in and out, you're gonna spend a lot of money on fees. Like your unrealized, or I'm sorry, your daily realized on there, it's gonna start stacking up in the negatives if you're just leaving those trades instantly,
So
marketing in and out of your orders.
let's watch this real quick, guys. So boom, there's a stop run, right? We just saw the little pop, got a nice little stop run right over F, right? So let's say you were to get long of G. Now you're in the target. Now your top is E. There's the stops of E, right? Not all of them though. We didn't see a nice little pop. We're looking for one more little pop. So this is called mechanical selling, right? See how we're coming back down. And so the impulse area was actually here. So if buyers are able to defend this, you should see them push the price up and then take these stops. And then the next target's going to be the D high. And that's what, so you're basically just scalping stop runs. Um, no. Um, I think I mean, I do like a stop run, right? Um, that is nice, but I mean, I wouldn't call 1,000 point move 2 days in a row a scalp. You know what I mean? I'm basing it off of market structure to find, see, so there's the stops of E, just pop them, right? And so now our next stop is going to be D, right? If they come in, right? Buyers are in control. And if we get into these single prints, guys, we could push back up, right? We're going to see some resistance. Once we get into these single prints, maybe if we run the stops of D and then, at the VWAP, and then, here's back into value or back that value area high up here. So that could be another resistance piece that we're looking at. So now we're seeing some mechanical selling, and buyers are going to look to defend this impulse from the stops that they ran out of E. Running F and E, I see it. I like that. Yeah, so I'm not looking for scalping stop runs, right? What I'm looking for is moves that are congruent like this in order so you can catch a nice little move, right? So you're at, 37 820, price came up to 37 960, so you're about 140 points right there. The first target if you were to get long from there would have been here. So that would have been about a 100 point move. And then, your second target is going to be up here, this 2.9. So that's going to be, like almost what is that, like 200 points? Yeah, about 200 points. So that's one thing you're looking for. And then you leave a runner, I do everything in thirds to try to run these single prints.
You have in the chat Ben saying, "What leverage do you use for these small moves?"
So I'm using the futures, right? Trading the Bitcoin futures on NinjaTrader. And that is, it's not leverage, it's more like spot trading, I guess. Um, so right here, guys. So if H comes up and comes to the top of G, place a buy order, your stop loss is going to be the low of H, and you're going to try to catch a run up, right? That's something that you could look for.
Tom says, "Is it possible to learn what you teach on normal candles in TradingView?"
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, we can go to the candle chart real quick.
And then Anthony Flores, I see. Brad, this is gold, playa. Thank you for your time.
Definitely, man. Anytime. So if we're
So
looking at candle charts, right? It's the same idea. Um, what you're looking for on the candle chart is, just marking these levels. So I gotta I haven't updated this chart in a while. So these were for our levels down, guys. So I haven't updated them on the way up. So so if we look at this on the candle chart, right? We're breaking the tops. And so you see how it bounces back like that, guys? That's mechanical selling. So that's people defending, up here at the top of this bar and all of these single prints. This is all single prints in here. right? So now you want to see if buyers are going to push it through. If they push it through and start to dig into these single prints, we could catch a nice little move up. So now we're seeing buyers come up above. So we should see them there. There's the stop run. Boom, right? Right to the VWAP, like I was saying. So that's where we're going to see a little bit of defense. Sellers are coming in. Where are they coming in? Right at the top of this bar. That's mechanical, right? They're coming in defending the exact spot, the VWAP, because as soon as buyers take us over the VWAP, what that's telling us is that buyers are in control, guys. And so if there is no supply, like I said down here, if we don't push the bottom of this bar, right, how we got one tick, that's typically telling us that supply is shut off, which means there's no selling in the market right now. So all of these people that sold on the way down and FOMO'd in down here are now trapped, right? The market makers built their position and now they're going to move the market up and they're going to sell it higher, right? They would love to move it up to here. And what's happening is a lot of retail traders are shorting, I mean, a lot of traders, period, are shorting the VWAP, and so are retail traders. But these mechanical traders, these Wall Street traders, they're shorting here and taking profit right here. Boom. They just took profit. That's what they're doing, right? They're taking these small little moves because they're fine with that because they're going to make 10,000 of these a day. That's going to add up. So what we want to see is if they're going to defend. So the area to defend, if we move this line down, would be here. If we see price move below this line at 37,978, right? Is that right? 37,978. Yeah. So if we see price move like below this line, 37,973, that's going to let us know there is a little bit of supply left and it's up here. And this is where people are wanting to sell, right? So nobody wanted to sell down here. Nobody wanted to sell right here. So we ran it, right? So now we're going to see if the supply is still in the market. And if it's not, what's going to happen is buyers are going to take us onto the other side of this VWAP and, we'll start eating into these single prints here. And if we look back at the EXO charts, right? So we're one tick into these single prints, why this purple box is getting smaller, right? The VWAPs are a little bit different because this is the Bybit and this is Binance, but people are trading, on different exchanges.
You have
But I
a
mean, it's the same, right?
you have a few questions coming in. Didn't mean to cut you off. You good
There
for
you
some
go.
questions, Brad? Okay.
Yeah, let's just see real quick. It looks like buyers kind of want to pop this view up. Um,
Oh, pop right up right when you said it.
Boom. So yeah, so we're just eating into these single prints, guys, right? And so, let's see. Here we go. We're just eating them up, right? So where did you take the long at, right? Like right here, and now we're up, you know, 200 points, right? We're getting close to the VWAP. You're going to see some mechanical selling. If we get over the VWAP, which I think on Binance we're above the VWAP, right? But on Bybit, we're below the VWAP, but you should see some resistance up here at this value area high, right? And you're starting to see some sellers come in, um, and you just have to remember that where the impulse area is at. So the impulse is from this D period, right? So you want to see buyers defend this level. This is where we impulsed into those single prints. And so if buyers are able to defend this area, that's going to let you know that there's still buying in the market. And I can show you guys, if we look at this, right? We look at the imbalance. This is how you know there's no selling. Look at this. 5, right? So it's not really that there's a ton of buyers coming in the market. It's just there's no selling. 48, 470, 672, right? 74,000. 0, right? There's nobody selling, right? No one's selling into this market. You saw 7 million down here. This guy's trapped, right? He's fucked. He's closing his trade out right here for a loss because he's getting liquidated. And it's really just that simple.
You
What
have Kishore saying so 10 points equals 10 USD? Question mark.
on if you're spot trading, yeah, if you're spot trading.
And then
For the futures, it's $5 a point, so it's a little bit bigger.
Matt Katz asks, would you recommend NinjaTrader over an exchange such as Femex or Bybit for trading futures?
For trading futures, yeah, Ninja Trader, Sierra Charts, um, yeah, I would recommend that over. I've never even heard of those other two things, so I don't know. It depends. It depends where you're at too, guys. Because I think if you're not in the United States, you can't use NinjaTrader. But anywhere you can use Sierra charts. The only thing about Sierra charts is if you're not very computer savvy, you're gonna have a hard time. Sierra charts is a tough platform just to get used to. But once you get used to it, it's probably the best. It's like old reliable. You know when Windows updated to like the new version of Windows, right? And everyone was like, "Give me Windows 95 back. This Windows 2000 is bullshit." Same idea, right? It's like Windows 95, the old and trusted. You know exactly where the pinball game's at. You
Hmm.
know exactly where Minesweeper's at. You know exactly where Solitaire's at. And then Windows 2000 comes out and you're lost now. And you're like, where the fuck is my game? It's the same idea.
You have Kyron Sims in the chat saying, "I know that you guys are messing around with BTC, but can you tell me if BNB is about to break out soon?"
Oh, Sims.
Sims, man.
Can we look at BNB on here?
I haven't really messed around with Exo charts too much for BNB. It might have to be on TradingView. Yeah.
Is it about to break out? Let's take a peek at this thing. It is running into these single prints. Like, and that's the thing is that's tough about to place all these trades about all these other coins. You're going to see resistance at this 41.14 level most likely. You should see some resistance up here at 41.19. But they're pretty much all just following anytime BTC makes a big move, it's gonna all the other coins are gonna follow until we start getting to the point where you start getting inversely correlated uh inverse correlation to BTC versus the altcoins. It's gonna pretty much trade the same. What else we got?
You have Tom Tennant saying, "While brilliant, starting to sink in."
Amazing. Like to
Uh,
hear that.
Anthony Ryan, "I feel like learning the basic essential interpretations of a chart is being used." Oh, okay, so I feel like learning the basic essentials of interpreting a chart is being used against resale trailers. Um, saying market makers know that retail traders would do X, so market maker counters with Y.
So here's the great thing, right? You know what market makers know that retail traders do is use the MACD, right? Or use a moving average, right? The only moving averages that the market makers are typically paying attention to are your 50 and your 200, and that's on a daily chart, right? They're not paying attention to the 55 EMA. They don't even use EMAs, right? They're using SMAs. Um, but they're not paying attention to this like 55 EMA on a 1 minute chart and a bounce and all this crap, right, guys? Uh, it's just not
How the market
it's
moves.
just not useful, right? And so but the thing is that it's just pumped. It's just like the news, guys. The news is pumped full of whatever, you if you go to a different city, you'll see the same news, but just the way that it's presented is differently and it almost gives you a completely different thing. It's the same thing with these indicators. You get on YouTube, and if you've looked up any trading, every video that you look up says, "Oh, this thing is 99%, and blah 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 blah." Yeah, that's just bullshit, right? It's not 99%. It's not 80%. I mean, it might be 99% from a certain section of time, right? But that's just not how things work, right? And I've designed algorithms, profitable algorithms over a year period of time, and they're like 55% profitable. Yeah, they generate revenue, but they don't win all the time, and sometimes they lose, and sometimes they lose big, right? Because they're not taking in anything else except for off of those indicators. So they can't take in all of this news and all of that stuff. So everything could be showing that we're going to bounce up, right? And then Elon pushed out a tweet, and then Bitcoin Brad gives you a sell alert, and then we just drop 1,000 points, right? That's one thing that the MACD can't tell you. It can't give you the updates that you're getting in in the Discord. And I'm just making a joke right there, right? I'm not trying to toot my own horn. We have some amazing traders in the Discord with us, and the best thing about our Discord is that we all come together. We all literally here for each other, just trying to help each other earn or trade for an income, right? TTV, it's the trade vets, but it also means time to value, right? Time to value. And that's what I'm all about. I'm all about getting you guys on the market for a couple of hours a day, making a good trade or two, right? Making a few $100s and then calling it a day, right? Go outside, go to the beach, go golfing, go play, rugby for all of you savages in Australia. Um, you know, go play, whatever other sports you guys play, right?
Boulder Dash.
Maybe Boulder Dash if you're in Puerto Rico,
This
right?
man.
Or hockey, I love to play hockey. Um, so, anything like that. He said, "Don't need a Mac D, we got the Mac B." Long and short, man, you're gonna gas me up too much.
Not for real. Jake has some questions he wants to ask you, Brad. I told him I'd get his questions answered. So
Yeah.
he wants to know. I'm not sure specifically what, but he does ask. How do you get your trading view chart to look like that? He wants to set it up like you. So he says, and when you use the fixed range to make those red lines on your trading view chart, how do you set that up?
Yeah,
So
let's take a look at it.
So I think he's talking about the VPVR and how do you get your chart to look the way it does with, I'm assuming, the bars, like the style of it. Like,
So you're talking about like the hollow green bars? Just go up here. I just click on this. You could do bars like that, candles. I like the hollow bars. That's just me. Um, and then the indicators, like so if I remove all these drawings, the indicators, this one right here, if you go to indicators, click on volume profile, it's session volume HD, right? You have to have the paid version of TradingView in order to access it. Um, but then once you get it, it's gonna look like this is the HD total. So I just changed the settings. The main thing I changed is get rid of this up and down, right? Because it's worthless. There's no way that anyone can tell me, who's in control right here, buyers or sellers, based off of these two colors. So really, you're just trying to see volume. And then, the style, you can mess with the colors. You can put other things on there if you want. So your chart gets super busy. Like I said, I'm not really a huge fan of that. Um, the only thing I have on my chart besides these volume profiles is the VWAP, which is this white line, and then this HMA, which is called the whole moving average, something that a trader that I follow uses for oil. I was just trying to test it out to see if it can provide any insight on Bitcoin, and so far, it has not. So, probably get rid of it at the end of this week, tomorrow. I might like to try things out for about a week. Um,
Sue Nelson asks, so are there any indicators that institutional or market makers are not looking at that will still work? Are there any ways to do more swing or long trading with Excel charts?
yeah, so you just pay attention to your levels too, right? So let's say, right, we had this breakout from a couple of days ago. We came off of a higher low. This is another move that we actually caught on the stream. We came up, we had this failed look above, right? So we broke some structure here, but we couldn't get back up to here, which is what we were looking at. We came back down, we put in another higher low. This is a perfect spot. And where are we at? We're at this prior top. Came down to here. So this is a spot where you long from. Your stop, if you're swinging, your stop is going to be bigger, right? So let's say you're long from this 36 180 and your stop is going to be right here at 35 120, right? And then, you just kind of ride it out and you just have to know when to take profit. So right here we tried to break these tops. We failed here and then, that's it right there. And this is how I trade options as well. I do the exact same thing, guys. The exact same thing with options. And that's how you what's your opinion on Fu Manchu? Oh, Fu Manchu, does that make sense, Sue? Sorry, I don't want to get away from your question. Um, does that make sense? Fu Manchu, you're talking about the ghetto market cipher?
Yeah, honestly, it's the same exact thing. It's, you know what I'm saying, Jake, or not Jake, Anthony, it's the same thing. It's just, one's branded and one's not. Yeah.
Right. And the thing is about this indicator, right? It depends on what time frame you're looking on, right? So if I'm looking on, oh,
Go to the
if I'm
minute.
if
Yeah.
I'm looking on the minute chart, right? Look how, I mean, you guys are talking about like scalping, if you're gonna scalp, you want to scalp on the 1 minute chart, but like, you get this green dot here, so you buy up a couple, comes back down, buy up a couple more. Like how long are you staying in this trade? I don't use it. This is just to me, chaos, right? I know people use the 5 minute a lot. Um, you got this bounce right here. Did you buy that? And did you close it for a small profit? That's that divergence that Eli K was talking about, maybe. Was she talking, or were you talking about the 5 minute Eli K? Um, and this thing looks at marks divergences for you, gives you a sell, and then the green, that's a divergence, which gives you this nice little pump. Um, 15 minute, I know a lot of people look at, I see people all over like 7, 12, 13, 24.
Everywhere.
I think the 24 is big for market cipher, because I see a lot of people that are trained on market cipher using the 24-minute chart. Um, in my opinion, you only need one chart. And that's this bad boy right here, the 30-minute. Um, and so look, this thing peaked above the VWAP, couldn't hold, and now it's coming back down, right? And so what we're going to look for is if it's going to put in a lower low. We've got about, 14 minutes until this bar is going to close. You just wait, right? You grab your fidget spinner, spin that thing, and then go. But do they find out where your stops are if you're doing a swing? Um, no, they don't have really any way to know where your stops are. Um, because your stops are a limit order in the opposite direction. So there's not really a way for sure. They just push it down to the levels where other people's stops should be. So they don't know for sure where they're at, but they have good estimation. And the thing is that they're basing this estimation off of levels, right? So like we can estimate that there's probably some stops up here, right? We know we saw the stop run here, live on stream. We just watched a stop run, right? But if we get up here, we'll run some stops. But if we get up here, we have the stops from people that shorted here, people that shorted here, people that are short from here, and people that are short from here. And so this could cause, a move to the upside, right? And the next target up is going to be, this level right here. And I know this probably looks crazy to you guys. I'm just used to looking at the chart like this, but it's going to cause uh if we were to break these tops, our next level up would be this 39,741, and then we have this huge resistance right here up in this like 40K to like actually it's a little bit higher. I don't know where the price is at, but about like 41 something.
You have on the chat, long and short, says, what size of position do you use if you are not using leverage?
So today I shorted 2 lots. So 2 lots, and I'd have to look exactly where the short position was at, but it was somewhere. Here, I'll just pull it up. And some people were saying they're having a hard time finding the trades posted. So, um, I said everyone I'm short at 606. Look at the targets above. I think I got in a little bit before my actual entry point. But the short was the break of the 38562. So it's these lows right here. Looks like 562 is like around here. Um, and so I shorted 2 lots, right? And it's $5 a point on the Bitcoin futures. And it's also $5 a point in the opposite direction. So if it runs the opposite way, I lose $5 a point on the other side. So how do you manage? Do you ever use Bookmap? No, Bookmap. Midnight and I were talking about this. My opinion of Bookmap is that it was created for you to think that you know what you're doing, right? There is very experienced traders that do use Bookmap, but they're not using it the way that you think that you're using it, right? And if you haven't done some extensive classes on how to use Bookmap, um, then I wouldn't recommend using it because it can be very confusing and it is a lot of information to look at. I have Bookmap and I have used it. when I trade futures, I have used it in the past, but typically I tend to use it um, when the market is a little bit slower, so we can kind of see where all the bids and stuff are accumulating. Brad, how do you manage volatility at the start of a session? Um, so a lot of times at the start of a session, right? So the start, if we go to today's start, which was this period right here, we popped up 2 ticks and then we went straight down, right? And so a lot of times it's better just to stay out of the way, right? Because let's say you're using, your technical analysis, that, a lot of traders use, right? We came up, so here's a high, came down, here's a low, here's a higher high, here's a higher low, right? You get this lower high. So, typically, this is going to kind of signify us to short, right? If that's how you use TA. My TA looks like this, right? Here's my structure high, here's my structure low. If we break it in either direction, that's the way that I know who is in control,
Short and
right?
simple.
So we broke it low, and now I know that sellers are taking us down. And what did we do? We came down. I was short I think I got short in this period right here. Um, took took some profit here, dealt with this. We came basically, right up to the stop, added a little bit more up here, and then came back down. Um, and then, we came back down and we just couldn't crack any lows. We tried 3 times, couldn't crack anything. And so, of course, naturally the market's going to have to move back up because nobody's selling, right? Supply is shut off. And if you can, a lot of people like these trend lines, right? If you can draw a 45-degree angle from the low of a period and it lines right up to the point of control, that is showing you trap sellers, right? So if you did this, price breaks over the point of control, just press buy, right? And then as soon as you see buying shut off, close your position. The big thing is don't try to sit through, all of this. There's no point, right? Because then what happens is it messes with your psychology, first of all. Because what happens is it comes back down, you close for a tiny little profit, and then it goes back up, and you're telling yourself, "Ah, dang it, like I was right, I should have just listened to myself." But what happens is you didn't follow your trade plan. Your trade plan was to take profit, at the break of A. We broke A. You didn't take profit because you were like, oh, I'm gonna hit a home run. It came back down to the same exact spot that you were at. You decided, oh, let me close for a small profit because I don't want to go negative on a winning trade. And then boom, we rip back up, right? That's not good for your psychology. When you say a lot, you say 2 lots, right? So a lot is just one contract. A contract represents 1 Bitcoin. And so basically today I shorted 2 Bitcoins. That's what that means. Did you hit that gold short, Brad? No, I did not. I, gold's tough for me. I've tried to trade gold a little bit. You've got to really focus on gold, right? Because gold basically, um, gold trades like this. Let me show you guys gold trades like.
Oh wow.
This is how gold trades, right? So if you're not if you're not on the right side of this, let's say you decide to short because it does these little head fakes, you're just gonna get waxed, right? And gold's not a super liquid market, so let's say you have a stop loss here. Well, if no one's if no one's buying there and someone's buying up here, then you're not gonna get out of the market till here. And that actually brings something up that someone talked about earlier. So someone was asking, what are stops, right? I think I saw the question earlier. What are stops? So basically, what a stop is, right, is if you have sellers, let me zoom it in a little bit so we can get a little bit clearer. Um, if you have, if you're selling here, right, let's say you're short right here, your stop loss is right here. And so what happens is you're a seller, right? And immediately, as soon as you press sell or as soon as you press buy, right? You turn into the opposite. So if you buy into the market, immediately you're a seller. And the reason being is because you bought something and you want to sell it for more, right? It's a basic supply and demand. Anyone that's done an economics class, you should have learned about supply and demand and how important it is, not in just the market, but in everything. But so you buy something, of course you want to sell it for more. No one wants to buy something and sell it for less. That's just called, wasting money. Um, and same thing when you sell something, you want to buy it back, you know, for a cheaper price. And so that's what you do. So when you sell something, you immediately become a buyer. You're looking to buy at a certain level. And so that's what happens is, but if it gets past your liquidation, so let's say you bought right here and you're looking to sell, up here somewhere. But your liquidation price or your stop, right? What's going to stop you out of the market. And when you're buying, it's called a sell stop because when you buy something, you have to sell it back. But what happens is when the price moves against you and you get liquidated, the market is forcing you to sell your position for a loss, a big old fat L, right? And that's what's happening. And so if we have sellers that are selling this bar down, grab my tool real quick. Um, if we have sellers that are selling this bar down here, their stop is right here. That's why we saw buyers or sellers defend the VWAP because their stops are up here, right? People that are short in this period, they're going to take profit right here. They're taking profit on the way up. And so they want to defend the VWAP because once they know that buyers reclaim this VWAP, they're no longer in control. And that's when the panic sets in and, they start, liquidating their positions to get out because one person sells, two-person sells, three-person sells, and then everyone's like trying to sell everything that they can. And as that's happening, you have buyers in the market that are just buying it all up, right? Because they're getting it cheaper and cheaper because people are trying to sell as fast as they can. And what happens is in supply and demand, if I have, if you're selling, let's say you're selling apples, right? I can't, I'm not, amazing artist, but let's say you're selling apples at a farmer's market and another person selling apples and another person selling apples and another person selling apples, right? Who's gonna sell more, right? Probably who's ever's cheapest, right? Some people are gonna have brand loyalty and go to the people that they want, but typically whoever is the cheapest is gonna get sold. And so people are, adding their stops trying to get filled as low as they can. But if buyers are already bought that one, well, now you can't sell down here, so you have to move your stop up here. But by the time you get a chance to do that, buyers already bought this one too. And so now people are marketing out and buyers are just ripping through this easily because people are just basically pulling the ripcord and just getting out as fast as they possibly can. All right, Kishore, good night. Some university assignments. See you tomorrow. Sounds good. Good.
Anthony's.
Go ahead.
You gonna read it? So Anthony says, "Good looks with that uptrend to the point of control. That's gold. Writing that down. LOL." And
Yeah, definitely.
then Frederick is asking a question. When do we draw on the candle bodies, and when do we draw on the wick? I'm assuming for certain lines, trend lines and stuff is what he's referring to.
So if you draw a trend line, right, if we're back on like the candle chart, we pull our trend line out. One thing I see people do a lot too is draw trend lines like this, right? Uh, tr this I don't know what this is. Okay. If you're drawing a line that's going up, right, it needs to be on the bottom. This is how trend lines work, guys. Um, I like trend lines. I don't use them all the time, but I do like them. But the way that you use them, so let's find a nice little trend. See if we can draw a trend. So I see a nice little trend here. So if we were to take this here, uh, let's say we were to draw through here. What you want to do is draw only through the wicks. You never want to take through actual price action because the wicks really don't count, but the body of the candle does. Um, so you always want to draw a trend line through the wicks. And if the price is moving down, right, you're drawing this trend line on the top because that is going to be resistance. If you draw it this way, like I was talking about, what is it doing? What is this trend line doing? You know what I mean? Like this is basically you're trying to predict where price is going to go. Um, yes, trend lines, resistance, support. So this trend line should be here, right? And you want to make sure whenever you draw a trend line that you have at least 2 points of contact, right? A lot of times, I'd love to get 3 points of contact, like this one. So let's say you're trading here and you have this extended, and this price action over here hasn't happened yet. So let's say, this none of this has happened yet. Well, price moves here, it bounces off your trend line, comes back up. When you see a bar close like this one on the other side of your trend line, well, this trend is invalidated, right? This trend is gone. So that's not a trend that you want to follow anymore. You want to be able to move it, um, you know, where if it continues to come up, right? Let's say you can find 3 points of contact somewhere else. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to right here. Um, maybe right here you could find it, and this one could invalidate it. But a lot of times, the first trend line you draw, and then the first invalidation that happens, that's gonna be it. And as far as support and resistance line goes, what I like to do is, get out my handy dandy little horizontal line and find the point where all these bars are coming to, and just draw a little line, right? And then like if we drew one on the top, I like this spot right here. Um, I like this spot right here because we have 1, 2, 3 spots, right? And your resistance points can be, close to each other. That can happen because a lot of times that's how price is. There's resistance levels all the time, support levels as well. So did that answer your question, Frederick?
Guys, if you guys would be so awesome to hit that like button, that'd be dope. Just so we can smash the algorithm and have some of our videos pop up on other people's YouTube feeds. Just makes it easier for us to bring more people in so we can give them value and so they can go about their day trading. I know, I know a lot of you guys, right? I mean, how you guys found us. Some of it might have been by luck. Some of it might have been, someone said, "Hey, check these guys out." But at the end of the day, we want people to find us how you guys found us, and we want to be able to provide with them as much value as we're providing you guys. So if you guys can run up those likes, smash that like button, that'd be great. We don't get anything out of it. It's just a way of giving back in a way, just so we can reach those other smaller people who genuinely want to learn how to trade that are just getting smashed down by bigger YouTubers that don't care about their population or their users.
Yeah, and that's a whole thing is like by you guys hitting that like button, we're able to get out there and um help people like yourselves and like us, retail traders, be successful. Take a little bit back, right? The man takes from us all the time, right? Like I said, you go to work and your paycheck gets taxed, and then you go to the grocery store and the food you buy gets taxed. You go to the gas station and buy gas because you have to drive to work, and that's getting taxed, So it's nice to be able to get on the market and tax the market a little bit, right? Like, hey, this is for, my $4 a gallon of gas that I have to pay on this goddamn California gas, right? Like, live about 2 minutes from the office, so.
Man got personal with it. Got to be real.
Um, he said, so for an uptrend, the line should touch the green candle body, and for a downtrend, vice versa. What'd you say? Okay, thanks. Um, no, so not necessarily. It can touch the wicks of any. So like right here, right? It's touching red, touching green. So it's just a matter of the trend itself. You're not really looking for any specific color. You're just looking for a direction, right? Uh,
Direction's the biggest piece of the pie.
so it seems we don't need to bother to draw on wicks. Yeah, I mean, like I said, for me, I don't really draw. Uh, I don't really draw trend lines. I just don't think that they're necessary unless like I do like to draw trend lines. The other chart that I do use is the daily chart, right? Um, get rid of the view app. You can't use a view app on a daily chart, just so you guys know. So if you try, bang your head against the desk real quick and figure out if that works, because it doesn't, right? Let's turn all this off to see all this extra crap. So if we're looking at a daily chart, right, and we want to decide, where's our trend going, right? So we know we're kind of in a downtrend, right? We have a higher high, higher high. We put in a lower high. Now we put in a lower high and a lower low. So we're breaking a little bit of market structure. We have some support down here that we're putting in these nice wicks to. And right now we're kind of putting in a little bit of an uptrend. So if we were to draw a trend line, we would take it from here and draw it just like this, right? So we've got 1 point of contact, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of contact, right? And so what you're watching for is on the daily chart, and this should stay on TradingView. If we close below here, that's going to invalidate this trend. And so then you know that trend is not going to work. So you need to find a new trend, right? Um, it's the same idea everywhere. This is just kind of like a chop period. One thing I do like to have on my charts are these boxes. I put these on my charts on NinjaTrader all the time because, I see this consolidation period and a breakout of consolidation, right? So I have this consolidation period on the daily chart. We break down, so I know that I'm looking to sell the market, right? Yeah, you could buy the market and fade it up, right? You could fade up these wicks. But if you know that you're in a downtrend, you know, do you
Follow the
want to be
market.
buying? Especially with Bitcoin, right?
Oh yeah, one tiny wrong buy on Bitcoin and call it a wrap. We're out. You know.
Cecilia Wong, appreciate you smacking that like button. Tim Sorensen says, Brad, where'd you learn how to trade? I've learned over the years from a couple of different people. One of the people I learned from was George Popozov, who's a trader out of Canada. He runs a trading company. Um, I won't say it on stream because I don't know if it can like get us in trouble or anything like that. But he's a really cool guy. And then like I told you, James Dalton, right? He's the one who trades market profile. He's the master of market profile. He's tough to learn from because if you don't know what you're doing, um, what happens is he's used to teaching people that know what they're doing. So he can be kind of hard to learn from, but definitely not impossible to learn from for sure. So if you look up, YouTube, James Dalton, that's a good person to learn from.
Freddie or Frederick says, I see as many contact points as possible. Thank you. I was referring to that previous question of where to put the support and resistance.
Exactly. Yep. So like if we were to draw one right here, you would just draw it right through these wicks. If you could tag them. So if we go back to this chart, we go back to the 30-minute chart. We have to really zoom it in. But if you see on the 30-minute chart, some of these bars close below, right? That's why I like to, these are wicks on the daily chart, but this is why I like to draw it on the daily chart because it's going to help you not get invalidated by a fake breakdown. So if you look on the 30-minute chart, we are in a uptrend still, right? We didn't make a higher high right here, but our ultimately uptrend is still continuing.
The trend is your friend until the very end. That's how the saying goes.
That's what they say.
Or it could be your worst enemy sometimes, depending on how you take your trade. Guys, we hit 66 likes. We're chilling. We're doing great. We have a community that's growing super quick, and we are working with it and trying to make sure you guys get every last bit of information that you guys can. So we really want to, just say thank you. want to give you guys a thank you. The community is what runs the show. C130 and Bitcoin Brad, we're just here for the community. That's it. You know, the community is a whole, you know, its own living entity, and you guys are awesome. We appreciate your guys' hunger for knowledge and your guys' effort and willingness to learn. It is what allows us to do the things we have to do as traders to make sure that you guys become successful. Long and short, is there any value in any of the other cluster options, or is TPO mono the one to use?
The cluster. So you could do heat map. That just changes the colors. Candle up and down just changes the colors. Delta per price. Um, for me, uh, this is where it's at, right? Because it's just showing you the value area, right? You could see delta, but delta can be misleading, like I've told you guys, right? Um, I'm not a huge fan of the delta indicator on this. Uh, it's not very like it's not telling me what I want it to tell me, basically. So I just try to not use it. The open interest is interesting. Um, we don't have the ability to use open interest on the CME. So it is nice to be able to look at this in real time. And so basically, a quick little, you know, intro on how to use open interest. Basically, if we see red coming down and we see red on open interest, what this is telling us is this is not new sellers coming in, it's buyers that bought down here taking profit. Right? And as we see these green bars coming up, so we see this red bar coming down, but it's uh blue, so new sellers are opening up. But like I said, when we looked into the bar, hang on, I can't do with these ones. Okay. Um, that is this is all these sellers getting trapped. And we see a nice green bar, big open interest, big open interest, big open interest, right? Some more open interest. And then this is not really selling, not really aggressive selling. It's more just profit taking. But these are not always right, guys. That's why I say, like, what you want to do is get to know this chart by itself. And then you can start adding some other stuff, like some imbalance, right? Or some delta, right? Um, but get to know this chart by itself, and you can start putting this stuff on, right? Putting on the T count, putting on the volume. I mean, you could put volume on or off, right? I don't really like the volume on here, so I don't use it. You could use this Rect indicator if that's what you want to use for targets or something like that. Um, this gives you, an overall graph of everything. Useless information. So is this, right? But I mean, if you want to use it. Right? If it helps you make better trades, then use it. Um, INH getting late on the East Coast, gotta go. Hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you staying late. Yeah, it's definitely late on the East Coast, midnight.
Austin Morris is asking for a little bit of personal advice. He said sometimes I'm unsure and I trade by myself, so I would like to know what is going on in your guys' head right now. Is it looking like a good time to long, or do you guys wait for confirmation to get in? That's what he's asking. He just wants to see how you perceive the market in its current status right now, and how you would wait for a confirmation on how you would get into your long.
So for me to get into a long, I'd like to see it break above the VWAP and hold, and then chew into these single prints. Right? You can try it a little bit early if we break the high of H, and see if we can get in there. This bar right here is showing us that supply is shut off, right? Because we came down, just 2 ticks of the H low, and we just stopped, right? Came back, mechanical buying came in, and then we moved up. So we want to see if this is going to come up to the top of H, right? Maybe not during the I period. There's not a lot of trading going on right now. But I would like to see a break of the H, break of the VWAP, hold, and push. That's what would get me on this long side. So your style of trading, basically trading off market psychology. Yeah, market psychology is big, Timmy. Market psychology, market structure, um, and price action.
Guys, we're almost at 100 likes. We have a moderator in our Discord. He goes by the name of Midnight. He always says every time we hit 100 likes, that's what happens is a pump comes right after on Bitcoin. He calls it, what does he call it, Brad?
So the
The
C130 indicator.
the C130 indicator. Guys, let's see if we can get these likes to 100, and then we'll see if we pump right afterwards. I mean, it did happen last time. Coincidence? Who knows?
Yeah, Austin, and if something's struggling with you to like be sure of yourself, right? I've recommended some good books. So if you join our Discord, I've recommended some great books out there. Um, a good book is called Trading in the Zone. That's a great book. Or Psycho-Cybernetics, right? That really helps you work on your psychology. I'm a big psychology person. Um, so, those are key things that are gonna maybe give you the confidence or give you that edge that you're looking for in the market to be able to get into those trades.
Guys, I'm gonna post our Instagram link in here. Check it out. It's also in the description. There is a giveaway that we're doing, a course slash session giveaway. We are going to be, and by we, I mean me and Bitcoin Brad, we're going to be doing a session for 20 randomly selected people. And we are going to be doing a Zoom call with those 20 people.
Oops.
And provide them with as much knowledge possible on trading with TPO and market structure. And the cool part is that you guys will be able to ask questions. So check it out, right? I mean, doesn't cost you a dime. All you have to do is go on Instagram, follow the instructions, and you could have a possibility of being able to, be taught market structure, be taught TPO and all these other things in a one-on-one manner, and be able to ask any question you need without us having to go through text how we are now in the chat. And it's just a super good opportunity if you guys are looking to get a nice bump in knowledge and be able to be more profitable in the market. Just check it out. Give it a shot, see if you like it or not.
No, I mean I don't use the initial balance on crypto. I don't I really don't use it in the ES either. I do like to see the opening range on the ES, like the first 5 minutes to see kind of, who's gonna decide to win. But yeah, I'm not really the biggest fan of initial balance. It did go off last time, that thing. If we don't get selected, could we still watch the live Zoom call replays? Yeah, we are gonna release it. All right, so there now we're seeing the I period kind of push down, and we want to see how it interacts at the bottom of G, guys. So let's watch this real quick. Let's get a nice little zoom in. Here we go, right at the bottom of G. See if we get some buying, or buying's gonna be shut off. Supply is gonna come in, and there's a nice little pop. Pop those stops of G right to the tick of F. People are defending right here, which makes sense. We have our nice buying tail down here, which is called excess. And look, just, buying it right up.
So Crispy says, will that Zoom be shared with the rest of the Discord? Yeah, it will. The only thing is that you'll see what they're what Brad's talking about, and what the people the people asking the questions, you'll see what they're talking about. It's just you won't we're not going to really be able to answer anybody's questions on the live stream. Like, it's just going to be a live feed of what we're teaching everyone else, guys, because the people who shared the stuff and put forth the effort to want to actually be able to win that course, we're going to give them as much attention as possible to make sure that they're good, because at the end of the day, it's really about being able to provide as much value as possible, but also acknowledging that there are people who want the value and that are willing to put forth the effort to receive that value. Not saying that any of you guys aren't, not at all. Just saying that, in the Discord, for example, in any Discord, there's people who are popping in, just see what's up, and they're not so serious, right? But here you are, you want to learn everything, you're hungry, you want to ask all these questions. We want to make sure that that person, which is you, gets the value that they're looking for. That's the goal, is to provide as much value possible to those who are the most hungriest out there for that knowledge, so that you guys can be successful at the end. And how Brad says, so you guys can supplement your income for what you're doing with trading, and on top of that, have a keen interest and love for trading, so that way you're not haunted by the markets. That way you can live a very stress-free and very relaxed lifestyle.
Exactly.
Midnight C130 for real. Last time I went for the joke. I was right on the bottom of the big up LMAO. Yeah, that was funny. Midnight is catching these crazy leverage long positions, man. And these crazy
Yeah,
leverage
I'm
like
short.
short positions. Like it's just like right on point every time with it. 100x indicator, the 100x Bitcoin Brad indicator. Hey, if it works, it works. Guys, we're gonna go into like about a 3 minute Q&A, and we're gonna end the stream in about 2 to 3 minutes. So we're gonna wrap up here. We'll answer some final questions. We might not get all of them because we'll just end up rambling and we'll keep talking and talking and talking. But we kind of want to go back into the Discord and manage a few things around, fix up a few things. Again, guys, me and Bitcoin Brad, we're always behind the scenes, constantly reevaluating things and making sure things are better. Check out the suggestions folder slash thread in the Discord, so that way you guys can post on there what you would like to see added, what you think the Discord could do better on, what do you think we could do better on YouTube. Just go in there and put your opinion. It's very valuable to us, and it allows us to grow our community and make sure that you guys all get heard. Check out the Instagram link as well, and hit that like button if you haven't already, just so we can be popping up on other people's suggestion feeds, and so we can continue to grow as a community, and we can continue to provide amazing value to you guys, so that you guys get what you guys deserve in the end.
So there's that break, right? So we got the break, we came down, and we're seeing a little bit of defending here. See if we zoom out, find some more structure. Well, actually, I already drew the structure. So these red lines, right, these are the structure areas that I'm looking for. I mean, I closed the short already because we were getting on the stream, but this area here, down here, but below this bottom level, guys, we get a little slippy. Let's see. There's gonna be some more stops.
Gets a little bit slippery.
Right here, some more down here. Might as well just add these to the chart while we're on here.
Strange Magic says, can you talk more about current price and what we should be looking at in EXO?
So you're just looking at how price is reacting at certain levels, right? So we saw price get to the bottom of G, right? It barely popped the stops. It got pulled back. The people defending this F period bought it, right? You ran out of buyers and they just had to close for, they probably closed up here for profit. And then what happens is the price comes back down and a bunch of retail people that are trading just FOMO in and get stuck right here, and then they buy it again. And then they move it back up and they sell it right here, and they let price come back down until they start seeing some sellers FOMO back in. Right? But if we break this structure here, our next level down is going to be this 37,175 level. Do you think this cycle will be extended? Crypto Dingo, I have no idea what you are talking about. What cycle?
Oh, you're talking about the Bitcoin cycle, because the halvings are every 4 years. Honestly, Crypto Dingo, it depends. People say, oh, this time is different, this and that. And yes and no. Nothing is ever exact, but this time institutional money is involved. They got the green light. It's becoming a thing now. People in big positions are getting into the market. So this time around, we are not really going to be able to tell, because it's just so drastically different. It's going to trade more how traditional markets are being traded, just because now, the institutions are in. So I honestly would say that the cycle isn't really going to do much. It's probably going to, be a little wavy. I don't think it's going to go up much higher than here in the long run. Like, I think in the long run, like, within this year, again, then this is not financial advice. This is just from what I've observed in the market. It may go back to 60K by the end of the year. It may stay around the 40 to 50K range around. It may go down to 10K, 15K. We don't know, right? But what we do know is where the market is now and how we can use target price opportunity to trade and collect Bitcoin as it's finding its realized value, so we can capitalize in the present price action and be able to accrue that interest for the future. You know, because the goal is really, guys, like if you're sitting on a fat stack of Bitcoins and you're hodling, you can only do too much. And that's why, you know, me and Bitcoin Brad got together. Bitcoin Brad's goal is to allow you guys to accumulate as much Bitcoin as you want by trading the way, you know, but by trading in a way that not many people capitalize on. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind if you're wondering about the cycle and stuff. Tom, I would definitely do the 30-minute. Brad, he's asking. So Tom is asking, what time frame would a beginner use to, you know, kind of grasp everything together if they're willing to put in all the work?
Yeah, 30 minutes. You can trade off one chart. I could trade just off this chart. I could trade just off this chart, off the 30-minute. It just, you know, and you just have to understand that it's going to take a little bit, right? You're not going to get this overnight. You're not going to get this over a month. You might not even get this over 3 months, right? But you will start to understand the concept. That's why I'm saying simulation trading or paper trading is so important. So many, and that's where the psychology comes into play is so many people want to make money now. And if there's like a big move, like today we got 1,000 point move up and then 1,000 point move down, everyone's like, I'm missing out on this money. But the thing is these happen all the time, right? It's not like this happens, you know, today and will never happen again. It'll probably happen, you know, on Saturday. Who knows what will happen on the weekends, right? The weekends is basically chaos, right? Which is typically why I try to stay away from trading on the weekends, especially with Bitcoin, because, you know, just a free for all. There's nobody in control. It's just,
It's hectic.
you know, that's why you get that huge CME gap that everyone talks about, right? Um, so you just want to, yeah, paper trading is great, and I recommend sticking on it until you become consistent, and then, you know, start small size, small leverage. I don't recommend anyone do, you know, more than 1 to 2 times leverage, right? Not everyone's midnight. You know, midnight's been trading for a good amount of time. Um, so when he uses that leverage, he knows what he's doing, guys. So don't let that confuse you.
Got to be smart out here. All right, guys, for today, that's all the time we have. We are trying to keep a schedule. We kind of want to go back into the Discord and all the other social medias, make sure everyone's messages get answered, make sure the Discord's continuously being improved, make sure that we don't have any people in there just, you know, trolling or bots popping in. So we're going to do everything we can. You know, we're at this point, we're pretty much, you know, 24/7 just trying to keep up with you guys, make sure that you guys get what you need, because like I've been saying, guys, the community is what runs everything, and it's not your guys' fault that you guys are here wanting the value and are not getting it. And that's not what's going to happen. You guys are going to get that value. You guys are going to get everything you guys need, because me, Bitcoin Brad, and 3am, we're going to put the work in. We're going to make sure you guys are squared away, and we're going to make sure you guys are good with what you're doing. A lot of these bigger YouTubers, they're not spending that amount of time on their community. They're kind of just chilling, you know, making all these clickbaity thumbnails, driving Lambos that they probably leased. It's not what this is about. We're going to show you, we're going to give you guys the red pill. You guys are going to take the red pill, and you guys will see what it's like. You have anything you want to add, Brad?
No, you're pretty much nailing it on the head. Like you said, we're just trying to help you guys out, right? And I'm sure you guys have friends that are, you know, probably losing some money in trading. You know, what I recommend is have some honest conversations with some of your friends. A lot of people out there are posting, you know, fake P&Ls or telling you that they did this and that. Be like, hey man, you know, I met some traders that are like legit trying to help us, and you know, if you want to check them out, you know, that's what I'm all about. Is, you know, like I said, trying to tax the market a little bit, right? We deserve it. So anyone that I can help, you know, take a little bit back, you know, that's what I'm all about. Um,
That's what the Discord's
so
about too.
right, exactly. Yeah. And everyone here at the Trade Bets, you know, that's what we're all about. And so, you know, the last thing that I'll leave you guys with is, you know, always manage your risk and trade to your trade plan. Right. I appreciate you guys having me, and I'll be around on the Discord. I'll be around tomorrow in the morning, probably the afternoons. On Friday, I'm gonna take off. My kids get out of school early. We're gonna go swimming or something. So, but I'll be around, you know, over the weekend and stuff, and definitely be chatting with you guys in the Discord.
You guys are awesome. You guys are great. There you guys have it from the man himself, Bitcoin Brad. He's a really, 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 really amazing community member. He's always posting in there the trade alerts, and you know, I'm you know, glad that he's on our side, guys. So at the end of the day, be safe with what you guys do. Take it easy. Don't trade, to excess. And just have a good day, morning, night, wherever you may be. And just all around, have a great time. Also, make sure to spend time with your family. Don't get consumed by trading. Spend time with your family. Just make sure everyone around you is good. And make sure you have their support, because it could be tough trading out there. That's all I'll leave you guys with as well. You guys have a great morning, night, or day wherever you're at. And